Kenny was just being on the skullship for a while now. He was having a job as a soldier. A soldier on the fjord made fun of Lord Hader's skullship, an equal part of their indomitable army, or so Kenny was told. The army was silly, Hader was childish, and Commander Peepers was as expected. Well, Kenny was in the bunks, hoping to have enough of this job for the summer a bit until it's over. He was in the bunks in a long room of the bunk beds with the other watchdogs sleeping. Hader was asleep and Peepers was on nightly patrol. But for now, all was quiet on the skullship except Kenny. Kenny couldn't sleep. Kenny couldn't be able to sleep. Kenny was in his orange white polka dot pajamas. He watches or just scratches. Kenny scratches his yellowish orange curly hair, rubbed his eye, feeling a bit scared of the dark, but awkwardly heads to the kitchen to have a night drink, hoping it will get him to sleep. The skullship was dark. No lights were on except for a few low ones. To still make everything visible, but also make it look creepy. There was barely any movement, except for the ship's subtitle rocking as it flew over space. The kitchen was empty and silent. Everything was spotless and polished. In the skullship kitchen, all food and drinks had to be perfect for Hader. Hader wasn't one to care, but Peepers made sure everything was perfect. Everything. Kenny moaning a little as he heads to the fridge and tries to find some drink, hoping he's not awake in some nightmare dream or something. He hopes that maybe nothing of he's afraid of would be real, because he wasn't even asleep at all. Or was he asleep? Or was he? He just looks into the fridge and found some milk to drink. All the drinks were perfectly stacked and sorted according to the different flavors. Peepers' strict but effective organization was quite a sight to behold. Kenny would only hear the sound of the ship's engines and the soft hum of the mechanical systems as he found some milk. It was cold and fresh, just as Peepers wanted. Kenny drinks the cup of milk, still unaware if this was a feared dream or a real life. He couldn't even tell anything at all because he was probably not asleep. Or was he? Without realizing it. He starts hearing a low positive hum through the kitchen. Out of nowhere, it was off. Something strange wasn't right here. He looks around for a moment before drinking again. Maybe I'm just hearing things. Rubbed his eyes a bit before drinking. As Kenny hears the strange hum, he's struck by the sense of something that isn't right. By the sense of that something isn't quite right. The usually silent and orderly kitchen had been eerie, feeling an eerie feeling, had an eerie feeling to it. Like there was a subtitle disruption in the otherwise tranquil atmosphere. The hum continued low and persistent, filling the kitchen with uneasy energy. The sound was hard to pinpoint its origin, making it all more unsettling. Kenny, hello? The low positive hum turns into a sweet, unhinged voice calling out his name. Kenny. Kenny flinching, backing away a bit in disbelief. What the F? WTF? What the hell? What the hell is happening? What the hell is even happening? I must be hearing stuff. Maybe I'm dreaming. There's no way it's something that I'm afraid of. Looks the way before almost finishing his cup of milk. A small hum suddenly transformed into a recognizable voice calling out to Kenny. The words were sweet, but laced with a twisted edge that sent chills down his spine. He backed away, desperately trying to convince himself that he was just hearing things, that he was in a dream. Yet the voice persisted, growing louder and more insistent with each passing moment. The milk in his cup slush slightly as his hand trembled. Kenny turns around awkwardly, confused, as he suddenly noticed a watchdog in a corner, with its back turned. He slowly walked to it with the milk in his hand. Hello? As Kenny grabs the watchdog's shoulder and spins him around. He is holding a white gift box with a red bow, and his pupil is now a shape of a big red heart. He voices a stifled giggle, cut to the view of the gift box. Kenny, holy crap! What the? Is that a GIF? That's weird. This watchdog looks a bit odd. I don't know why. And what's with the way he looks and the way he's saying happy and the heart-shaped pupil in his eye? Snap to a close up of the giggling watchdog on a hospital bed. Zooming out, looking at an examination room, examining room. Peepers is next to the watchdog, wearing a protective helmet. Kenny, this is freaking me out, man. Something isn't right. I saw him in the kitchen. He was giggling weird at me with that present and that heart-shaped pupil up his eye. He was saying happy like a zombie monotone way. I don't know why, but please be careful. I don't know if that thing's contagious. And what the hell is with that present? Trying to calm down while slurping a cup of milk. Peepers listened intently to Kenny's story, his single eye widening behind his protective helmet. The description of the watchdog in the kitchen with the present and the heart-shaped pupil on the eye was not at all what he had expected to hear. He took a deep breath and tried to remain calm, though the concern was evident in his expression. Okay, calm down. You say it had a present and a heart-shaped eye? And was it giggling at you? Was it saying happy in a monotone voice? Kenny, like a zombie and lowly in a creepy sweet way, I don't know why. Close up of the watchdog, Peepers brings a hand into view and snaps twice. He then brings a flashlight into view and shines it into the watchdog's heart eye, followed by a tuning fork coming into view, banging the bed and vibrating as he moves it around. Wide shot. Peepers writes on a notepad. Interesting. I wonder. He puts the notebook down and slowly grabs hold of the ribbon on the gift box. The close-up of the watchdog zooming in slowly as his arms wraps around it. Back to wide shot as Peepers struggles hard on the box rapidly before finally pulling it away and flanking out of the scene. Scene cut to the box as Peepers walks up to it and picks it up. In the behind, the watchdog begins screaming like a maniac and tackling Peepers, his eye becoming the shape of a puddle. He starts making angry noises and fighting over Peepers, while Kenny flinched in horror. In horror, Peepers ends up tumbling over a table of test tubes, causing them to fly out of frame and break. The angry watchdog jumps on top of the table. Peepers quickly skids away just before the watchdog lands on the ground in the same place where he was. Cut to Kenny, immediately trying to save Peepers in disbelief. Kenny, what the F? WTF? Slowly raises up partly to let Peepers out, panting. The watchdog grabs him by the legs and drags him back in while Peepers screams as Kenny freaks out. Trying to save Peepers, Kenny tugs Peepers out. The two tumbling away from the door as it slams closed. The door close-up on the door as three thumbs form. The form throws the gift into the room, causing the watchdog's eye to return to its heart-shaped. He giggles and rushes back into the room, letting the door close. Back to a close-up of the watchdog sitting on the hospital bed and rocking back and forth slightly. Kenny McCormick. Are you okay? Are you okay? What the hell just happened in there? What the hell just happened in there? Peepers looking at the monitor, showing a diagram of the watchdog. Oh, Jesus. It's worse than we thought. His cortisol levels are low. Close up of the monitor, the GIF slides in. The GIF slides in while its eye becomes heart-shaped and dilates in turn. He continues off-screen. While his proximity to the object has completely altered the muscular structure of his prefrontal cortex. Kenny, in English translation, dude. In English translation, dude. In English. Kenny, in English translation, dude. In English translation. In English translation, dude. Peepers. What I'm trying to say is, the GIF has made him happy. The GIF has made him happy. Kenny. Well, what kind of happy? Either normal happy or unusual happy. Normal happy or unusual happy? Peepers sighed at Kenny's question, a worried expression on his face. Unfortunately, it's not your average kind of happy. The gift seems to have caused his brain to produce unnatural levels on serotonin and dopamine. Hence the heart-shaped pupil, but this kind of happiness isn't normal. The kind of happiness is not normal. Isn't normal. It's excessive, almost frenzied. The watchdog's brain is overstimulated, and it's clearly affecting his behavior in a very dangerous way. Kenny, well, this is unexpected. I mean, the watchdog army has never been that happy before. Peepers, well, they've never received a gift before. The watchdog glums onto the window, cheering happily, causing the two to scream and run off. Kenny, holy crap! Holy crap! Kenny and Peepers screaming and running down the hallway. They rush through a door and closes it. The two on the other side as they pant. Kenny, oh, Jesus, what are we gonna do? If this spreads, then this would feel like a disturbing, unhinged love joy of a zombie apocalypse. And I don't want to join this madness, unless this is my worst fear ever, my worst new fear ever. Peepers, it's okay, Kenny. He's sealed in sick bay, completely quarantined. Panting. There is no way this happiness is spreading. Don't worry, the watchdog is sealed in sick bay, completely quarantined. There is no way this happiness is spreading. He turns to face front, eye shrinking to a point. To see the perspective. A line of watchdogs, each holding said gift box as before. All single eyes, now heart-shaped. They speak in a monotonous-like manner. Happy. Back to Peepers and Kenny, but mostly on Kenny. Oh, no. Peepers grabbing Kenny's mouth, whispering, "Shh, don't attract their attention. Kenny slowly nodded awkwardly while he continues. The two walk slowly toward the camera until they're out of sight. To a view of the watchdogs crowding either sides of the hall, as Kenny and Peepers tiptoe slowly past a close-up. Kenny muttered silently, "Oh shit. As the line of watchdogs move past, their monotone voices create a creepy harmony that echoes off the walks of the skullship. Peepers whispering, "We need to get to the bridge and tell Hater about this. He needs to know what's happening." Kenny nods, still trying to keep his footsteps as silent as possible as he follows Peepers down the corridors. They make their way to the bridge, constantly glancing around, hoping the heart-shaped eye watchdogs won't notice them. Kenny mumbling, "Shit! The sound of something being crushed, and the watchdogs stop their mantra, widened a bit to frame that Kenny has stepped on the gift the watchdog in front of him was holding. He lurches his foot up in shock fear. Quick series of close-ups of that watchdog, plus two more and a few more as they turn to look at what has happened. Cut to a long shot of the two uninfected victims as they cower. The watchdogs surround them at every angle. Happy. Peepers and Kenny are silent for a moment. Then they scream in terror as they rush down the hall, knocking watchdogs out of their way in turn as the camera falls behind the shot. The watchdogs begin to chase them into a room just as the door closes behind on them. Kenny McCormick. Damn, this has to be some nightmare. I must be dreaming, panting in disbelief. Kenny and Peepers, as they pant, they are standing before a wall of monitors. Peepers, it's worse than we thought. Zoom out a bit. The monitors are arranged in a 7x3 grid, 21 total, showing footage of the mesmerized watchdogs. They are in the ship's surveillance room. Cut of one of the monitors. It shows a watchdog in the bathroom, looking at himself in the mirror, toothbrush in one hand. He opens the mirror as if it were a cabinet, revealing shelves behind it. The upper one with nothing there, the lower with the tube of toothpaste. As he reaches for it, a familiar orange being whizzes past. He closed the mirror, and a big GIF has appeared behind him. In the reflection, the watchdog becomes mesmerized by it, eye turning into a heart. Happy. Into the next monitor, it shows another watchdog answering a phone next to the similar monitor wall. The orange thing zooms by. The watchdog has dropped the phone and is now holding a gift, a heart in his eye. Happy. To the next monitor, showing a watchdog in a cross hallway looking around, blaster in hand. The orange thing comes into the scene. He has lost the blaster and has a gift in its place. I now a heart as well. Happy. Kenny watch them all. Watch it all. The footages from the cameras in surprised disbelief. It was like a Lovejoy festive nightmare. He couldn't believe this was happening. He backed away. What the hell is happening? How is it even going on? Peepers. There's a serial gift giver on the loose. There's a serial gifter on loose on the ship. There's a serial gifter loose on the ship. There's a serial gifter loose on the ship. Kenny, a what? A what? Why in hell? And who on earth would do this kind of zombie apocalypse infectious joy spread or anything? Peeper sighs heavily, his expression growing more concerned as more and more watchdogs fall prey to the gift-induced happiness. The images of the infected watchdogs on the monitor were becoming increasingly alarming. I don't know. I don't know, but whoever is behind this is clearly trying to cause chaos, and judging by the speed at which this gift madness is spreading, it won't be long before the entire ship, or heck, even the entire world population is under its control. Kenny looks at the images on the monitor, his eyes wide with horror and disbelief. Kenny, wait a minute, hold up. Slow down the footage. In hands, zoom in. Cut close-up of a knob as Kenny's hand reaches into view and turns it. To the monitor, the footage reverses, then starts playing in slow motion. They hear banjo music playing at the half speed. Yonder comes into view and takes the blaster out of the watchdog's hand and runs off. He runs back holding a gift. He places that into the watchdog's hand and runs off, waving goodbye at the camera before he slips out of sight. Back to a close-up of a stunned shock Kenny, almost about to pass out. Kenny, no, there's no way. He's the sweetest, optimistic, fun guy around. He can't possibly be infecting the watchdogs army with joy, right? But you did say this wasn't any ordinary joy, right? Peepers watches the footage on the monitor, his eye widening in disbelief. The sight of Yonder, known for his sweet and joyful, optimistic demeanor, was the last thing he had expected to see. he had expected it to see. No, this isn't just regular joy. It's an extreme artificial happiness, almost like a virus, and it's spreading through the Watchdogs army at a rapid rate. Kenny, so I don't get how Wander is responsible for this, especially when he's spreading good joy, but normal good joy, right? Peepers paused for a moment, trying to make sense of the situation himself. As far as I know, Wander usually spreads genuine wholesome joy. This artificial happiness seems to be triggered by the gift itself. Maybe there's something about the gift that's causing this extreme reaction. But I don't understand why Wander would give a gift that could have such a dangerous effect on the Watchdog army. Kenny, so does this remain a mystery? Peepers nodding slowly, his expression grave. For now, I suppose it remains a mystery. But we need to act fast. This gift fever is spreading like wildfire, and I'm not sure how much longer we can keep it contained before the whole ship or the whole world is infected. Even Wander might cause himself to get infected himself. We have to find a way to stop it before it's too late. Kenny, I guess so. Wait, where are you going? Where are you going, man? Where are you going? To assemble the team. Kenny, but no, you can't go. You can't go out there, please. You can't go out there, please. Peepers confidently storms outside the room. Kenny, no, don't! Snaps to the ground level, showing the reflections of Peepers and the two other Watchdogs uninfected. The Watchdogs blasters at hand pan slowly upwards past them, stopping on Wander, clinging between the walls above them. After they walk past, Wander is shown to be holding a gift ribbon in his teeth, and his hat sits on his back, entirely stuffed up. He lets go of the walls and drops out of sight. Back to an overhead shot of the team in another room. This one with paths stretching over a room with no floor beneath. Peepers. All right, man, split up. He takes the right path while the two others takes the left. To the two running at fast pace, Teddy panting. Man, Pete, if we make it out of here alive, first thing I'm gonna do is find that gal I met at the store. At the store. Find that gal I met at the store. Buy a ring, and ask her to be mine. Pan to Pete running next to him. Oh, you're crazy, Teddy. Hater never lets anyone have nice things. Or dreams. Looking over. Like dreams. He suddenly screeches to a halt. Overhead shot. Teddy is not there. Pete, Teddy? Teddy is heard screaming. A close-up, hang in there. Close-up. Teddy is heard screaming in close-up. Hang in there, buddy. I'm coming. He rushes off. Cut back to another part of the hallway as Pete screeches to a halt in view. Oh no! Zoom out, revealing Teddy has a big diamond ring in a box. His eyeball now heart-shaped. Teddy? Teddy, happy. During this, Pete walks into view and mutters unculturally and pats Teddy on the head, sniffling. She's gonna love it, kid. She's gonna love it. Snips wipes a tear. She's gonna love it, kid. She's gonna love it. He backs off on the end of this to a frame, another gift behind him. He trips over of the bow on top as Pete sticks his head into view. The ribbon tears apart and the box opens up as he leans in to look. Inside the box, pointing up from the floor as Pete comes staring at in trance. My dream. Cut back to Peepers striving down a pathway and holding a walkie-talkie. Teddy, hey, come in, darn you! Where are you? Where are you? Where are you two? We're on high. Over the radio, Pete's voice could be heard. This snaps Peepers into shock as he rushes out of view, cut to another area pathway as he comes by. Curses! Pete has succumbed to the dance! Pete is wearing dance shoes and doing a strange tap dance, heart and eye. He has succumbed to the dance! Wander, looking serious at another part of the path hallway. Zoom out, framing Peepers, who's looking over at him. Back to Wander, smiles and reaches into his hat, pulling out a GIF. Close up on the red tag, it sports, reading Peepers. Back to Peepers, who screams and runs off, Wander following. Meanwhile, in the monitor room, Kenny pacing around awkwardly, watching the security cameras. Oh, why did he have to go out? Why did he have to go out all by himself? Why? He didn't have to go out by himself. Kenny paces back and forth, his heart racing with fear for Sea Peeps. He can't believe that Peepers had just stormed off without him. He keeps glancing at the security cameras, watching the eerie images of the infected watchdogs as they spread across the ship. Meanwhile, Peepers running down a hallway until he reaches an elevator, finger pressing a button at a warp speed. To just Wander behind him. Wander is almost here. The door closes just in time. There was a single outside the elevator as to hear a ding and the down arrow lights up. Wander comes by, trying hard to pry the door open. Peepers in the elevator, panting heavily, a bang as the scene vibrates briefly. Sea Peeps looks up and noticed a small ventilation shaft door on the roof of the elevator. Wander's foot kicks the cover off and sticks the gift through. Face visible in the space's shadows. Outside the elevator, hearing a ding as the up arrow lights up, Peepers pushes the doors off and rushes out, hitting the wall briefly before he disappears down the halls, Wander follows him. Peepers turning to see Wander coming by before he runs out of the scene. He comes back to the door to the surveillance room from earlier, and he repeatedly bangs on the door close up to Kenny, Kenny flinching on the other side of the door. Kenny, the hell? Peepers from outside, same manner. It's Peepers! He's coming! Hurry! He's coming! Hurry! Kenny, what? What the hell's coming? What's going on? What's going on? Are you okay? Are you okay? Kenny's from Peepers from outside, normal tone. Please, it's worse than we thought. Kenny, shit, I knew I should have gone with you. Just hold on, trying to open the door. Kenny rushes to the door and frantically attempts to open it. He struggles with the locked door, his panic increasing as he hears the sounds of rapid footsteps growing nearer. Peepers is desperately banging on the door from the outside while Kenny pulls and pushes with all his strength. From outside, Peepers, hurry! He's almost here! Kenny redoubles his efforts, desperation, edge across his face. As he finally manages to pry the door open just enough to let Peepers inside, he quickly pulls Peepers in and slams the door shut behind them. Kenny, crap, hang on, I'm trying, but this door won't budge. Banging stops, pause. Kenny awkwardly paused for a moment, backing away in surprise. He nervously called out for Peepers, nervously worried, while leaning to the door. Commander Peepers? Commander Peepers, are you still out there? You still out there? Back to outside the room, Kenny partly opens the door and purrs out slowly. Kenny nervously looks, shaking and sweating in disbelief, worried, hoping Peepers didn't get infected. Commander Peepers, is that you? Is that you? A pair of giant red stylets comes to view, and Kenny slowly works his way out, tilt up to Peepers. The stylets are actually really high platform shoes. His eye takes on the same heart shaped as the other watchdogs, and he holds a gift Wander gave him. Peepers, happy. He topples around on the ending of this. Cut back to view of the bottom of the boots. Wander barely visible in the distance. Zoom in on him, reaching into his hat and producing one last gift. Kenny screams in horror panic. No! Not Peepers! Not Peepers! Not him too! Not him too! Why him? What's happening? Kenny stumbles back, his eyes wide with horror, as he stares at the sight of Peepers now infected by the mysterious gift fever, and standing on top of the absurdity high platform shoes. The sight of Peepers' heart-shaped eye and the way he says, happy, chills Kenny to the core. He can hardly believe what he's witnessing. No, not Peepers, not him too. What the hell is happening to him? The rest of the The rest of the infected watchdogs surrounds Kenny on all sides, while Wander reaches into his hat, producing one last gift. Kenny, what does the infected want from me? Backing away, looking at all of them, surrounding him on all circled sizes in disbelief, panic. On all sides, in panic. Stay back! I'm warning you! His panic grows as the surrounding infected watchdogs close in on him, their heart-shaped single eyes fixated on him, a creepy intensity. He tries to stand his ground, waving his arms in desperation. Stay back! I swear I'm warning you! Don't come any closer! The infected watchdogs and infected peepers reach, each holding said gift box as before. Single eyes now heart-shaped, they speak in a monotonous-like manner while closing in on Kenny. All of them happy. Kenny frantically looks around, realizing he's trapped without anywhere to run. All the paths are blocked by the infected watchdog army and peepers, making Kenny unable to back away. He just stood there in horror. No. What the hell do you want from me? I won't join in. The infected watchdogs and peepers continue to advance, their monotone voices and heart-shaped eyes creating a creepy scene. Kenny's panic intensifies as he realizes he's trapped with no escape route and in sight. He's panicking. No. What the hell do you want from me? I won't join your infected hive. I won't join your infected hive mind. What are you all doing? Why are all of you staring at me like that? Don't bring those gifts near me. The infected crowd close in on Kenny, their heart-shaped singled eyes and monotone voices creating a nightmare scene straight out of a horror movie. As the watchdogs get closer, they hold up the gift boxes towards him. Kenny backing away. Whoa. Don't bring those gifts near me. Please, I don't want them. From behind the infection, Wander. Hey Kenny, buddy. I saved this special present. The best for last for you. The infected. Happy. Kenny. What the hell? Glancing at Wander, who's behind the infected army, who've already reached out one last gift with Kenny's name labeled on it, as Kenny flinched in confusion if that present was for him. What's that gift for? What the hell is that for me? I don't understand what is even happening here. His confusion and fear intensifies as he hears Wander's voice and sees the present with his name on it. He can't comprehend the situation, and the sight of the gift, especially with his name on it, only served to confuse him further. What's that? A gift? What's that gift for? Is that for me? I don't understand what's even happening. Wander. Hey, Kenny, buddy. I got something special for ya. I saved the best for last. Kenny heard Wander's voice from afar, and looking around, feeling surrounded by the infected watchdog's army, especially infected peepers. He gulped in disbelief. What? Wander? Save the best for last? What the hell are you talking about? Back up, everyone, please. I don't know. What do you want from me? Kenny turns his head, frantically searching for the source of the voice. He's surrounded by the infected watchdogs and peepers among them, their heart-shaped eyes fixed on him. Wander's voice echoes through the corridor, and Kenny finally spots him in the distance. Frustration and confusion build within him as he tries to navigate the surreal situation. Wander, what the hell are you talking about? I don't know what you want from me. Wander smiles widely with something not right about his smile as he looked towards Kenny, unsettlingly positive, while getting closer with the gift box. I just want to spread joy to my best friends, that's all. And I saved the best for last, special just for you, buddy. Kenny, hold up, what? Stay back, I don't know why, and Wander smiles wider, his usually cheerful, optimistic demeanor replaced by something uncanny. He moves closer, holding the box with the gift, his tone almost maniacally positive. All I want is to spread joy to my best friends, and I saved the best for last, a special present just for you. Kenny, terrified, tries to keep his distance, unsure of what's happening. Hold up, what? Wander continues to smile widely as he approaches, his cheerful demeanor becoming increasingly unsettling. He seems determined to bring the gift box to Kenny, emphasizing that he saved the best for last, just for him. Kenny, still in a state of disbelief and fear, becomes more panicked as Wander gets closer. Kenny begging, Hey, wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. What do you mean, save the best for last? Just for me? Wander, Yup. You heard me right. Look at everyone. Look at everyone in the Lord Hater Empire. They're happy. I gave special surprise presents to Commander Peepers and the rest of the Watchdogs army. And now my friend brings the present closer unhingedly. I'm going to make you feel better too. Kenny, what? But I'm not even part of the army all the time or whatever. This is just temporary. I never seen you this desperate before or anything oddly weird in a happy way or freaking me out. But glancing at the infection around him, they have to snap out of it. I know this isn't no ordinary happy feeling, but this is getting disturbing. Wander's smiles remains wide as he explains his fixation on spreading joy, growing increasingly unsettling. Kenny's panic intensifies as Wander gets ever closer, still clingy to the present. Wander, Yep, you heard right. You heard me right. Just look at the Lord Hair Empire here. Everyone is happy, thanks to the presents I gave to Commander Peepers and the rest of the Watchdog Army. And now I'm going to make you feel better too. Kenny can't help but stare at the infected watchdogs, clearly affected by the joy. Kenny, this can't be happening. I can't be next. I don't want to be infected. He can hardly comprehend the situation, desperately not wanting to become infected. As he tried to run, the infection around him starts to hold him down, as Wander finally closed in, bringing the present towards Kenny. It was the last thing Kenny saw before he woke up. He woke up in his room, screaming.